We're not changing the message. We're going to make some changes in method, though. Now, I know sometimes when you hear about change, it's like, oh, this could be scary. I like what we have. I don't know if I want to change. Listen, friends, change is good. Change is good. Sometimes change is good. Some things need to change. Jesus is your forever friend. That's exactly right. He loves you. He's your forever friend. Nothing wrong with that. That is exactly true. And I learned that when I was 5. I learned it from Mrs. Osborne when I was 5. Jesus is my forever friend. Flannel graph Jesus. I'm confident that some of you, in all honesty, you could do this illustration. How many of you think, I could do that? Yeah, about 20 of you right now, you're going, I could just do it. Because you've seen me do it again and again.
If you are open and you are attentive, God will show you where to intervene this week. And when he does, do not hold back. Pour it all out. Let the up there come down here.
You want to see up there, down here.
And up there is coming down here.
Up there will be down here.
What is up there comes down here.
Up there, down here.
Up there, down here.
Bring up there, down here.
Up there can come down here.
I want engaging presentation. We need not only helpful content, we need the helpful content presented in a way that's engaging. Our dream 20 years ago was that maybe we could be part of a church that would transform an entire community with the love and beauty and justice of God.
But there was a recent study done, and they found out that the mortality rate is still hovering right around 100%.
I just want flannel graph Jesus. I don't want a Jesus who messes with my money, or my prayer life, or my schedule, or my relationship. I don't want it. If you don't want it, you won't get it. Even if I do this really well. Have you seen me do this really well?
This book is a mirror. You look into this book, you see the real you. There are a lot of people who want to stay away from this book. One night, my wife and I were having a fight, and she went to bed. Of course she was right, but I'm in this fight too, right? She goes to bed. I'm in a bad mood. I'm watching the Cub game. She's in the bedroom. I'm thinking to myself, look at her. She went to bed, and she probably didn't even read her Bible. Well, I'm a good Christian. I'm going to read my Bible. I open it up to Ephesians chapter 4, which is my daily devotions. In Ephesians 4, it says, do not be angry, but do not let the sun go down on your anger. I'm going, why couldn't she have read that? Every time I open this book, it's a mirror, and it keeps making me look at myself, and I have to deal with it.
In fact, we've been warned by Jesus to be careful not to think that just the surface appearance of things is all that really counts. I mean, Jesus was talking to some of the most influential people of his day, and he said to them, you got to be careful. If you think all that matters in your life and in your influence is how you look on the outside, what people see you doing, you better beware. If you educate a thief who's stealing boxes out of your warehouse, give them a good education and they'll steal your company. Just because they have an education doesn't mean you change their heart. And I was the favored child. Now, I'm not sure about that, but I think I was, because in church, I was the one who got to sit always, I got to sit right between my mother and father. You can't sing Standing on the Promises while you're sitting on your blessed assurance. Building on the promises of God, you can build lives, marriages, families, businesses. You can change society.
No matter how big the dough is and how small the leaven is, once it gets in there, the outcome is inevitable. It will lift, it will elevate, it will transform.
Most of us find ourselves wanting the truth about God that suits our taste. And like spandex, we can be stretched for a service, but as soon as we're done, our preference is to go right back to the capacity and maturity we had before. We have any need, we just call to flannel graph Jesus. Help me. And he helps us. Whenever we have a problem, we call to Jesus and he helps us. And he never expects anything of us, really. He doesn't require anything or demand anything. I think that's one of the reasons we like flannel graph Jesus so much.
This is what God says. Deal with it.
And I wonder how many of us are hungry for truth. The promise of God that enables us to stand, and having done all, stand. So that we build, now listen to me, so that we build the construct of our lives on the authority of the promise of God.